She dancing dirty. She twerking on me. The hundos on me. She love my foreign. Boss made shawty on the pole. Now she sliding my rap.
Sup?
About 5 years ago, I lived downtown in a major city in the US. I've always been a night person, so I would often find myself bored after my roommate went to sleep. To pass the time, I used to go for long walks and spent the time thinking.
What the Damn it! Damn it! Damn it to hell! Damn everything! Damn! You starting off with at least 26 red flags. Now, I mean, yeah, you starting off with that much. Lord only knows what you're gonna end up, how many red flags you're gonna have by the end of this story. So you're bored at night and you decide you want to go outside at night. I'm pretty sure there's hella things you could do in the house when you're bored. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to go outside. You don't.
The park, as it was most nights, was completely empty.
I wonder why.
I turned down a short side street in order to loop back to my apartment when I first noticed him. At the far end of the street on my side was the silhouette of a man dancing. It was a strange dance, similar to a waltz. Deciding he was probably drunk, I stepped as close as I could to the road to give him the majority of the sidewalk.
You're still gonna go forward? Really? Clearly, the smiling man is giving you all kinds of negative, bad, dangerous vibes. He's giving you red flags. He's giving you vibes off the roof, off the charts. And you're still going forward. And you really think moving over a couple of inches is going to save your ass?
To pass me by. He was very tall and lanky and wearing an old suit. He danced closer until I could make out his face. His eyes were open and wild, head tilted back, looking off at the sky. His mouth was formed in a painfully wide cartoon of a smile. I decided to cross the street before he could get any closer. As I reached the other side, I glanced back and then stopped dead in my tracks. He had stopped dancing and was standing with one foot in the street, perfectly parallel to me. He was facing me, but still looking skyward, smile still wide on his lips. I was completely and utterly unnerved by this. I started walking again. He didn't move. The street and sidewalk ahead were completely empty. Still unnerved, I looked back to where he had been standing to find him gone. For the briefest of moments, I felt relieved.
What? When the moment you look back and you realize he was gone, that's when you should have left. That's when you should have hauled ass. But I understand why you're not hauling ass. And that's because you don't have Adidas on. You have on, it looks like Chucks. You know? And I don't mind Chucks. You know, that's old school. Right? Sandlot days. But I mean, if you need to haul ass, you wearing the wrong shoes. Adidas is the only way to go. You feel me? So I mean, it's natural for you to like not even think about hauling ass when you're not even wearing Adidas or anything.
until I noticed
Jesus!
he had crossed the street and was now slightly crouched down. I couldn't tell for sure due to the distance and the shadows, but I was certain he was facing me. I was so shocked that I stood there for some time, staring at him. And then he started moving towards me again. He took giant, exaggerated tiptoed steps as if he were a cartoon character sneaking up on someone. I like to say at this point I ran away or pulled out my pepper spray or my cell phone or anything at all. But I didn't. I just stood there, completely frozen as the smiling man crept towards me. Still smiling, still looking at the sky. When I finally found my voice, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. What I meant to say was, "Hey, what do you want?" What came out was a whimper. What do you... Regardless of whether or not humans can smell fear, they can certainly hear it. I heard it in my own voice, and that only made me more afraid. But he didn't react to it at all. He just stood there, smiling. And then, after what felt like forever, he turned around very slowly and started dance walking away. Just like that, not wanting to turn back to him again, I just watched him go, until he was enough away to almost be out of sight. And then I realized something. He wasn't moving away anymore, nor was he dancing. I watched in horror as the distant shape of him grew larger and larger, and this time he was...
Oh! I honestly feel like I've reacted to not this specific video, but like the smiling man before. So a lot of this is like, it's not like coming back to me, but it's definitely sounds familiar. So with that being said, I feel like this guy is doing the same bullshit that the other person did when I reacted to the smiling man. Because I know I've reacted to the smiling man before. It's a 50-50 chance that he's either gonna run away or he's not gonna move. But I feel like if he runs away, it's gonna be like kind of like too late. So I bet y'all $5 it's gonna be too late for him.
Straight towards me. I ran until I was off the side road and back into a better lit road with sparse traffic. Looking behind me then, he was nowhere to be found. The rest of the way home, I kept glancing over my shoulder, always expecting to see his terrible...
Why didn't you just keep running all the way home? Why would you just run for a little tiny bit and just walk as if nothing just happened? Why wouldn't you just run all the way home? Boy.
And smile, but he was never there. I lived in that city for 6 more months after that night, and I never went out for another walk. There was something about his face that always haunted me. He didn't look drunk. He didn't look high. He looked completely and utterly insane. And that's a very, very scary thing to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I never would have saw that if I was in your situation, because I would have had Adidas on, and my Adidas would have told me well in advance that there's some bullshit just up ahead. Okay, so fuck. I'm not like... Okay, so I know this is like random, but when I was younger, I used to suffer from I used to be highly allergic to pollen, and and as I grew up, I became immune to it. I don't know if that's the right word, but I became like it affected me less and less. Like as more like as I grew up. But god damn, I don't know if it's the pollen that's messing with me or the fact that I'm tired. I don't really know. But see, y'all realize, right? Anybody that doesn't have on Adidas and is wearing anything else but Adidas is always going to be doing some bullshit. It's always going to be in a clucked up situation. You realize that, right? Okay, no, I just want to make sure y'all realize it because, yeah, I mean, I really don't know how many more times I have to say it. But wow. And he said what he say? He after like that event, like him experiencing the smiling man and what he went through and all of that. He said he stayed in the neighborhood or whatever for like at least 6 more months. Bitch, I would have stayed there at least 6 more seconds before me just hauling ass and forgetting everything. Either 6 seconds or 60 seconds. Definitely not no 6 more months. A lot can happen in 6 months, especially with the smiling man still in that neighborhood. 6 months. Six months. He got me all the way messed up. Sorry. But, yeah. And like I said, I mean, Chucks, it looks like he had on Chucks. And, I mean, they're a good classic shoe. But, I mean, if you need to haul ass because you're in a clucked up situation, then Chucks is not even up there. The next best shoe I would have to say would that if Adidas, if you don't have Adidas or you can't afford Adidas, then the next best shoe I would say to haul ass in probably Nike. I think. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that because I know everybody can't afford Adidas, you know. But I'm not y'all. Like I'm not getting paid yet. I would like to get paid, you know, from Adidas. I have a sponsored video, but it's like, you know, but whatever. It's whatever. Hopefully my time comes. No pressure. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Adidas, if you want to sponsor your boy, I can do you justice. Your sale is gonna go off the charts. Best believe that. But yeah, Adidas is always the best shoe to haul ass in. Just keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy, my family.